Armour modelers, turn away because this isn't going to be pretty, but for those of you with an open mind, stick with me because there were some cool releases in November that caught my eye that I'd like to share with you today in the hope that I might show you something you missed. I'll also be announcing the winner of that beautiful Dynamo Models figure, so stick around for that one. First up, thank you to the team down in Canberra for the amazing event they put on, Scale Act 25. It was such a great show. Unfortunately, I was just too busy to do any videoing, recording, put a video together. But if you want to check out some highlights, be sure to check out Black Hat Scale Models and Columbus Models. Both of those guys are good guys and they put together their thoughts on the show. So be sure to check them out. Second up, I want to issue a challenge to you guys. That is to have a think about someone who is in your life, whether they be young or old, someone that you may be able to introduce to the hobby over this Christmas period. It's a great time to give, and maybe just pick an old kit out of your stash, give them some glue and give them a couple of hours of your time to get them started on the journey. The more people that share this hobby, the quicker it grows. Thirdly, congratulations to Andrew over on the Patreon page. He's the latest winner of the giveaway over on that forum. But let's get started with what you came here to see. I've always toyed with the idea of trying to sculpt my own figures, but the thought of that soon passes when I try to modify an arm on a 35th scale figure and realize quite how difficult that can be. But this is why this next release has caught my eye. The company is Firma 49. It's a company I've never heard of before, but when I went onto their website, I was blown away with the range that they had in terms of figures and accessories and whatnot. But the one that caught my eye and has made this video is it's a figure base. It's a male figure base, and the way I see it would be the perfect foundation if you wanted to have a go at sculpting your own uniforms or a custom figure pose for a subject. It's going to keep the proportions as you need them. It looks like the arms are going to be articulated and whatnot. So this could be a really good place if figure sculpting is something that you'd like to try your hand at. But do yourself a favor and go and check out the website because, like I said, the range absolutely blew me away. The D9 bulldozer is an interesting subject indeed, and it's used by armies across the world, which is why this one's caught my eye. The D9 is perfect for clearing obstacles, minefields and fortifications, and the possibilities a kit like this brings for a small vignette is pretty exciting. TAKOM did release this D9 dozer in 72nd scale a few years ago. However, it was on a trailer on the back of a truck. This is a standalone release. It by itself, it obviously doesn't have the trailer and truck, and I'm led to believe there are updated parts in this kit. Painting and weathering something with a big dozer blade on the front has been on my to-do list for a very long time. Given this is in 72nd scale and probably a low point of investment to get the kit, this could be the good place to try a few techniques, see how they go before I upscale to 35th. Next one up is from Armour Models. Now, I've mentioned them before. Don't confuse them with Armour Hobby. They're a completely different company. They're a 3D printmaker, and I have mentioned them previously on these videos. The Sukhoi T-4, nicknamed Sotka, it was a supersonic, high altitude, long range strike and reconnaissance aircraft developed in the late 1960s, early 70s, and was the USSR's answer to the American XB-70 Valkyrie, and one of the most advanced aircraft the Soviet Union ever attempted. Only one flying prototype was made and the program was cancelled in 1974, but the plane remains one of the fastest, most advanced strategic aircraft ever built, despite never reaching operational service. This plane only achieved Mach 1.3 in testing, however, it had a projected top speed of Mach 3.2. This is a rare and exotic subject with a truly wild shape, which would command respect and look awesome on the display table or in your cabinet, which is why this one caught my eye this month. With only 2 examples of this aircraft ever being built, the SR-71B is one of the rarest operational aircraft in the world. And last month saw Revell release a 48 scale version of this plane, and that's going to be a big boy. The B version was built to train the SR-71A pilots and crews in handling the aircraft at travelling over 3 times the speed of sound at a ceiling of 80,000 plus feet. The instructor sat in the raised second cockpit, similar to a tandem trainer fighter. That second cockpit completely changes the shape and the line of the spine of that aircraft. And despite being a trainer plane, it could still perform as the SR-71A did in terms of speed and altitude. Interestingly, every pilot that flew an SR-71A would have spent time in the B version during their training. I was lucky enough to see the A version of this SR-71 at Duxford, and even just reflecting on that makes me strangely emotional. There is an aura around this aircraft like no other. I believe the Revell SR-71A kit was a reasonable kit by all accounts, although it is huge at around 680 millimeters long. So this will essentially be the same kit as that, obviously with the modified profile for that second cockpit. It's due out around February 2026, and I suspect if I see that on the shelf or get the opportunity to buy that one, it's going to come home with me. It's such an important part of supersonic history, and I just love the shape. So keep an eye out for that one.
Damn, that was fast.
A lot of you would have seen the video I did around Dynamo models a few weeks ago. Their quality is incredible, their figures are amazing, but I was so pleased to see the announcement this month of the kit that I was lucky enough to get a pre-production boxing of to build, and that is the French anti-tank gun. It's a 47mm SA-37, if that means anything to you. Honestly, this kit was so beautiful and such a joy to build, even though it's quite a niche subject. Now, this release comes in 3 different versions. There's the basic kit, which is the one that I had, which is essentially just the gun in the box with a very small amount of 3D print. There's a premium version boxing that comes with a metal barrel and resin wheels, as well as some 3D printed ammunition. Plus there is a deluxe version that comes with all that stuff, plus a set of gorgeous figures. As mentioned in that video and just a moment ago, this is a niche subject and it's not going to be for everyone, but it's so exciting for me to see a manufacturer like this bringing a subject like this to the marketplace, and it's a great sign that our hobby is alive and well. So be sure to keep an eye out for that one.
You're alive and well.
Yes, another Bf109, but how can I leave this one out? A couple of weeks ago at Scale Act, the premium manufacturer Kotare,
I'm saying it wrong,
and I hope I've pronounced that right because I was saying it wrong before apparently, but let's just go with it. Kotare announced they would be releasing the Bf109E 4 in 32nd scale to complement their already prestigious line of World War II aircraft. This one is looking like it's not going to be available till around this time next year, but the announcement came as a welcome surprise for those modelers out there looking to build a Battle of Britain 109 or just an early war 109. The Kotare kits are really something special, and everyone I've spoken to who has built one honestly can't stop raving about them. I know the Bf109 can kind of be like the Tiger equivalent in the aircraft world because there's just so many options available. But given the importance of the plane and the varied schemes and theatres of war that the 109 saw action in, it's really hard to argue why this plane has become so popular. Modelers often overlook Italian aircraft for the more popular German subjects. However, I'm drawn to them because of the interesting shapes of the planes, but mainly the challenge of painting some of those interesting camouflage schemes appeals to me. This new release from Italeri is in 32nd scale and is 100% new molds. The kit includes etch as well as a highly detailed engine, landing gear and cockpit. It also comes with 3D decals for the instrument panel and the canopy mask as well, so that's a really nice touch in this kit. As an aircraft, the C-200 was outclassed by Hurricanes and early Spitfires in speed, but it could outturn most of its opponents. This aircraft was used in North Africa, the Mediterranean, the Balkans, and on the Eastern Front in Russia, so I would think that this would make for an interesting build, although the 32nd scale may turn a few people off. Now, I'm not actually sure how I feel about this one, but it did catch my eye nonetheless, and it's the 1/24th scale Bf109G announced by Airfix in November. 1/24th makes for a very big model, but the Bf109 was quite a small plane in relation to some of the other offerings of the World War II fighters. So if you were ever going to take the plunge into 1/24th, this could be a very good place to start. Now, this is a brand new tooling of the 109G, the Gustav variant. The G variant arrived early to midway through 1943 and became one of the most numerous of all the 109s produced. The kit contains 405 parts and offers 5 different marking colour options, plus you can build with a fully detailed DB605 engine and show it in all its glory. 24th scale gives you nowhere to hide, but it does also present the opportunity to super detail and produce something special to add to the collection. So this one may well be worth checking out, and by all accounts, some of the builds I've seen online look pretty lovely. Now, if you thought the 109 was exciting, let this one wash over you. Again with Kotare, but this time they've announced they're producing a P-47D Razorback in 1/32nd scale. Unlike the 109, the Thunderbolt is a very big plane and will command a real presence in the display case or on the competition table. The Thunderbolt, or Jug, is one of the heaviest single-engine fighters of World War II, weighing up to around 8 tons when fully loaded. It excelled in a ground attack role, but also fared well in air-to-air combat, and it really did help turn the tide in Europe by pounding enemy supply lines and airfields. This was one of the most survivable aircraft of the Second World War, with pilots often stating that you could bring the thing home with half an aircraft. Details are slim around this one because it's literally still 18 months away and just an announcement. But you can be assured that given the popularity of the Thunderbolt and the fact it's coming out of that Kotare studio, this is going to be very popular, in high demand, and I can guarantee you I will be picking one of these up as soon as I can. Could this one be regarded as a release? Well, to be honest, it's probably not even an announcement, and it could see poor old Barry at the marketing department of Gecko Models lose his job. But the cat's out of the bag now, and if the buzz around this is true, it is going to be an absolute home run for Gecko Models. Over on Facebook, on the group showing on the screen now, it was spotted that Gecko have a Vietnam era swift boat inbound in 35th scale nonetheless. This Gecko advert appeared in an AK Interactive publication, the US Armour in Vietnam book, and it's really set those Vietnam era enthusiasts alight, me being one of them. I have very little information on this other than to leak it here, or at least share it with you. All I have is the box art and a little bit of history on the subject. These swift boats, officially PCFs or Patrol Craft Fast, were small, aluminium-hulled, high-speed patrol boats used extensively by the US Navy during the Vietnam War. They became iconic as the workhorses of the Brownwater Navy, operating in rivers, canals and coastal waters where larger ships just couldn't go. Swift boats earned a reputation for their high manoeuvrability in tight waterways. The ability to take heavy fire while running ambushes, supporting SEALs and Special Forces in high-risk missions and operating in darkness, often within a few meters of the riverbanks. Many crewmen describe their missions as fast, violent, and unpredictable. If this leaked box art is any indication as to what is coming from Gecko Models next year, I can guarantee this is going to be absolute hot property, and that's why this one comes in as my number one. So there you have it. Was there something you liked? Sorry to the armour guys. All I could find for you was an anti-tank gun, but it's a good one at that. Did you agree? Did you disagree? Did I miss something? Please let me know in the comments down below. And thank you to everyone that voted on my community page. I put the question out there, would you like to see more aircraft? Should I be sticking with armour? Or you don't care, you'll watch anything? And overwhelmingly, most people pretty much said they'd watch anything, with a few of them saying that they'd like to see more aircraft. So it gives me food for thought for the new year. I have been working on a lot of stuff and I can't wait to bring some of that to you. But let me know again in the comments down below if there's something you would like to see. If there's a challenge, if there's a kit you'd like to see me build, if a Q&A session would be helpful, I would love to hear your ideas. So please be part of the conversation, join in, let me know, and you never know, your idea might make it through to the channel. And before I forget, here is the winner of that beautiful Dynamo figure set. So let's go. So Greg, you've won yourself a Dynamo figure set. When I click on the thing, it just says Greg. So Greg, you'll know who you are. Please get in contact with me. Details are down below and I'll get this figure set out to you. Now I'll be doing my best to get you one more video next week. I've got so many loose ends to tie up, so it's just a matter of which one gathers the most momentum will make it through. Personally, I've had an amazing year this year. It's been a breakout year for the channel. Been to Japan, been to the Netherlands, connected with so many amazing people and had so many opportunities. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for the contribution you guys have made to this channel and the growth in this channel. And I can't wait to continue that momentum and build on that growth in 2026. And of course, to my incredible Patreons, your support honestly is valued so deeply, and it can never be understated how much I appreciate what you do for me and this channel. It really does help me with upgrading equipment, getting these videos out every week. So thank you to you. If that's something you'd like to join in with, please come and join us over on the channel. You know the drill, guys. Remember, this is the greatest hobby in the world. Share it with your family and share it with your friends, and let's be proud of what we do. Until next time, I will see you soon.
How many days till Christmas vacation?